Hello everyone and welcome to this unusual unboxing come showcase of the new Salute miniatures for this year. And Salute 52 is all about the Highlanders. So I've got myself a tame John and set him to work with the miniatures for Salute, and I thought we'd give you a look at the figures and tell you a bit about them. So, which one do you want to start with, John?
Let's start with our little Napoleonic fella here. You can tell me who he is because...
Yeah, so Lieutenant Colonel James Macdonell. He is famous for closing the gates at Hougoumont, which is a spectacular part of the fight where the gates were breached, the French were coming inside, he was in there commanding light companies of foot guards, and him and a small group of fighters essentially ran past the French that were inside the courtyard. They'd seen what was happening and he went, there's no point in fighting these because more French will come in while we're fighting. Went round, managed to close the gates, and then everybody inside turned around and dealt with the French who'd breached, rather than getting bogged down. The end of that was that post the battle, because they'd held Hougoumont, and it was a decisive point. If that had fallen, it would have taken away one of the sort of three main locations that that Wellington had used to anchor his force. He called the Lieutenant Colonel the most brave man in the British Army and give him £1,000, which was quite a lot of money at that point.
That's like being a millionaire today, more or less.
Yeah. The Lieutenant Colonel actually shared it with one of the British soldiers who helped him close the gate. He went, it was actually me and Graham, Private Graham. And so they split the reward between them. So Paul Hicks has sculpted this. Really nice figure. It will be available for those going to Salute. First 5,000 people through the door will get one in their goodie bag. So if you're after one, he's a corking little model. And I really like the paint job you've done on him as well.
Yeah, I mean, I basically took the image of him, the promotional image, and went, like, what sort of colors am I going for here? And using the Fanatic range, just went and found the nearest sort of colors. So dragon red, deep grey with uniform grey highlights, resplendent red for the sash with a little bit of orange highlights on it, matte white with a ashen stone speed paint just to shade it, and then a little bit of white to highlight it back again. Pretty straightforward. I think it's maybe my first Napoleonic figure I've ever painted.
No, you have done an Austrian for the silver bayonet in the past.
I have, yeah, you're right. But this is my first red coat.
First British, yeah.
Yeah, so not a bad way to pop that particular cherry.
Yeah, it's a cracking little figure. If you are lucky enough to get one, on the Salute website, you can actually download a STL file. That is a 40mm square base for display that he will fit right into, and it's the courtyard floor and one of the gates that he's pushing closed, which is a nice little diorama feature.
Yep.
If you're not planning, a little vignette. If you're not planning on using them for actual gaming, although he will 100% be going straight onto a base for gaming. Yeah. So we'll find him a home, probably in with the silver bayonet that we have, because they're really nice figures and similar scale, and we don't have a full Napoleonic army to put them into yet, depressingly.
Yet.
So he is the physical one that you will get on the day. Like I say, limited though. But there is another Highlander, and
there is,
and this is available to anybody with access to a 3D printer.
This guy.
Yeah, and this is just listed as a mech pilot. So when you get your goodie bag, there's the little guide in it for Salute, and there will be a QR code that will take you to a place on the internet that has his STL file that you can download and print. And he's a corking figure, a bit bigger than the Napoleonic one as well.
Yeah, he's what, 32mm or maybe even 40. He is quite tall. He's taller than the Space Marine, so yeah, about 40mm.
I quite like the fact he has the MacLeod style claymore with that big half circle across the quillions as well, which I'm assuming is deliberate because he is a Highlander. And he's also a mech pilot, which I know you love.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is one of the... I don't paint tartan. If anyone has seen a lot of my work, I don't paint tartan. And I seen this model and was like, oh, he looks really great. And then I seen the kilt and went, we're going to have to do tartan, aren't we? Yes. So I kind of picked a tartan that looked kind of good. It's a deep sort of dark purple base with wider green stripes, but the one I'd been looking at had black pinstripe, and I was like, that's not going to do. So I a bit of license there and put a white pinstripe into it, and he turned out all right. It's for one of my few attempts at tartan, I think he's okay. Yeah,
I really like him. It has a nice contrast with the armor.
Yeah,
because while it is distinctly a tartan, a nice plaid on him, it still looks dark and militaristic enough that it could have come from something like the Camerons or one of the Highland clans with a sort of very militaristic outlook to them.
I kind of wanted the armor because he's obviously sci-fi. I was like, let's just make that as utilitarian as possible.
Yeah.
And so it's just shades of grey. So it's uniform grey, deep grey, ash grey, with a little bit of green in whatever that bit is in the torso. Cooling vest?
Sure.
Question mark. I had said to Gerry off camera, I really wanted to make the visor a Scottish flag, and realised I didn't want to do that as much as funny as it would have been. So I put a small one on his shoulder instead, just to
makes sense,
just to keep that feel going.
Yeah, representing.
And I love the fact he's got bare arms. I think it's hilarious that he's got all this armour and stuff on, but he's just got the biceps out. Like he's
sun's out, guns out.
Yeah,
I believe they say.
That's it. Yeah,
that's how that one goes. Presumably, he doesn't need a full suit of armour when he's in a mech anyway.
No, probably
and when
not.
he's out and about, it's clobbering time. So, really nice set of miniatures and two very different. It's nice that they've decided to go with the STL as well, so everybody has the potential to get their hands on that one if they miss out on Macdonell. So, yeah, really nice set of Highlanders. We are going to be weaving them into some games. So I have a cunning plan for a Stargrave mission for our mech pilot,
right?
Which I'll be running out against Shay at some point in the not too distant future. And I think I'm going to retrofit The Walking Dead for a pulpy version of the shutting the gates scenario at Hougoumont with a load of French Napoleonic zombies coming through the gates.
That could work.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
So keep your eye out for those. And obviously, if you're interested in getting these, you need to get to Salute in London. It's in April, the weekend of the 12th. So if you want them, get yourself down there. You can get your ticket already online. And like I say, if you want to get the little diorama as well, you can already download that from the Warlords website. So we'll pop the links for those below. Let us know what you think. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.